The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
Good evening, everyone. We'll call to order this meeting, Estevan City Council of March 27th, 2023. To kick off the evening, under presentations, tonight we have the honor of welcoming the 2023 U11 Saskatchewan Female Hockey League champions, your Estevan Bearcats. Awesome. Kayla, if you want to kind of tell us, take us through the journey on how you became the champions.
Okay, well, first of all, on behalf of the Estevan Bearcats, we'd like to thank you for inviting us here today. Our team is made up of female hockey players from Estevan, Caryville, and Maccoon. These girls practice 3 times a week and have worked hard all year in their season to head into the league finals tournament as the first place team in the South Division, with a record of 18 wins and 2 losses. The dedication shown by these ladies was beyond what any of us as coaches could have imagined. They always came with smiles on their faces and a work ethic that showed they all wanted to grow and become the best possible team and players they could be. At the league final tournament, the top 2 teams from the South and North divisions played in a round-robin format. Our girls won all of their games in the round-robin, losing just one to the Western Prairie Clippers in a hard-fought battle. The Western Prairie Clippers had went undefeated in their season, but now also in the round-robin. We would go into the league final game that Sunday as the second-place team, playing the Western Prairie Clippers for the league title. It was in this game that the Bearcats would apply everything they'd learned this year and put all their hard work to use as the Clippers would be handed their first loss of the season. The Estevan Bearcats, too, would be crowned the Saskatchewan Female U11 Hockey League champions.
Awesome, great to hear. Open it up to council. Anybody like to say congratulations? Councillor Ford.
I don't know why my mic is so high up, but just a big congratulations to you girls. You worked really, really hard and you've made the city very, very proud, and good job. We hope you keep this up next year.
Awesome. Councillor Veroba.
Thank you, Your Worship. Congratulations, ladies. I have one question. Have you decided where your banner's going yet?
She wants an infinity ring.
So that's good. I'm not sure where they actually do with banners, but hopefully you'll be able to hook up with the right city management over at Affinity Place or the Power Dodge Ice Center and see where we can get that hung.
Thank you. Councillor Clark.
Thanks, Your Worship. Would it be possible to introduce the players and have them introduce themselves, or you introduce them and say where they're from?
Do you want them to come here?
We'll bring them up here so that we can take a picture.
Okay.
Do you want me just to announce their names?
Sure.
Sure. Okay, our goalie was Madeline Stead. And then on defense, we had Harlow Ludwig, Zyla Hammett also played defense, and Paisley McIntyre played defense. We had for centermen's, and Bentley Urquhart played defense. Sorry, she was right behind me. And then our centermen's were Hunter Istash, Georgia Rutledge, and Abigail Jutras. And then on wing, we had Avi Mack, Harris Ing, Annabella Biggs, Everly Blanchette, Hunter Sands, and Rowan Grimes. And our coaches were Aaron Ludwig, Chris Hammett, and myself.
Awesome, congratulations. If you guys want to, we'll just get a quick picture. If you guys just want to make a horseshoe-looking semicircle here. We got council back here. So yeah, somebody's got to hold that up.
You want to do this?
Why don't we have Bentley and
Don't put any tall players right here.
come to the back?
I feel like we're in a much better
Yeah.
spot this time.
Come over this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the back.
Like this on either.
Am I hiding you at all?
They're gonna lose
Jeff,
us
get in here.
anyways.
Yeah.
You gotta go in the front.
All right,
Well,
everybody
hang on.
ready?
Lindsay, get in here.
Come closer.
It will all depend on whose photo's taken which.
This way.
How about a number one? Everybody. Right on. That's what I'm talking about.
Looking this way, smiling big. One more.
Awesome, guys.
Awesome, thank you. Congratulations and thanks for coming in and sharing your beautiful banner with us. Take care. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you for coming, it's awesome. Awesome. First item on the agenda tonight, can we have a motion to accept the agenda? Councillor Releaser? Sorry, put the pressure on you. Seconded by Councillor Frank. All in favor? Perfect. Errors and omissions. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes of March 13th, 2023? Councillor Clark and seconded by Councillor Releaser. All in favor? Am I waiting for you?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. Under original communications, delegations, and petitions, there is a request for an events permit for the Black Grasshopper to hold their third annual parking lot party on August the 12th, 2023. Can I have a motion to accept this? Councillor Ford? Councillor Veroba seconding. All in favor? Carried. Next up, we have the GFL cart report. Can I have a motion to accept this? Councillor Clark? Councillor Veroba, second. All in favor? Carried. Written reports of committees. Today we have the minutes of the Estevan Public Library for February 21st, 2023. Wish the council to accept this. Councillor Veroba, Councillor Releaser for second. Councillor Veroba, anything to add?
Just the fact that everyone should go and check out the library. There's lots of great things going on, and they have an upcoming spring book sale. So for anyone that likes used books, or if you have used books that you would like to donate, I encourage you to reach out to the library. They will gladly take them off your hands. They just want to have them closer to the time of the actual sale.
Thank you. So do we have two reports from the regional library?
One is
Oh,
regional
sorry,
and
the
one's
Southeast
regular.
Regional Library, is that also you? Councillor Ford? Can I have a motion to accept the minutes of the Southeast? Councillor Frank, Councillor Ford, all in favor? Anything to add to that one?
Just to clarify, the regional one is basically the public library is the one that we give the extra little bit of money, $20,000 a year to help out with the programming. And then the regional one is where we give the per capita. And basically that is the $400 and some thousand that we give annually.
Perfect, thank you. Tonight on executive reports, we have the fire chief reports for February 2023. We have a motion to accept that. Councillor Ford, second by Councillor Frank. All in favor? Carried. Next up, the building official, building permits for February 2023. There was just one. Can we have a motion to accept that? Councillor Weleser, seconded by Councillor Clark. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Where are we now? Introduction of bylaws. So we have tonight bylaw 2023-2069, a bylaw of the City of Estevan to provide for borrowing the sum of $2 million for the purpose of water main replacements and resurfacing of Duncan Road, McLeod Avenue, the biosolids incinerator, and Smith Street Reservoir Electrical. So just kind of roughly go over the first one here. Duncan Road, McLeod Avenue resurfacing, roughly $500K. Duncan Road, McLeod Avenue water main, another $500K. The biosolids incinerator, $725K. Smith Street Reservoir Electrical, $275K, for the grand total of $2 million. City Manager, anything to kind of add before we go with comments?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Cernick. So this will be the first time that this council has had to borrow. So the original plan 9 years ago was to continue to pay down $4 million of debt while borrowing $2 million each year to complete capital projects. Over the last few years, we haven't had to do the term borrowing. Multiple reasons. During COVID, there was some double up of federal gas tax money. There was the meat funding that went towards the police station that was planned. So we've actually done an additional $8 million of debt reduction over that time without having to borrow. So I know me and Trudy wanted to try and get through to the tax season to see if we had to borrow again, but with the bank accounts the way they are, we do know that capital projects are starting to go. So the reason the water main, the servicing is split is we do have to report utility versus public works separately, so that's why that's separated out. The Smith Street Reservoir, this will be the first phase on the engineering. I know in budget we talked about a higher amount. This will get the project started, knowing that supply chain issues will cause that to be delayed partially into the next year, so that will probably be reviewed at budget time. So that's basically the financing that we're looking to get at tonight.
Perfect. I'll open the floor to any comments, questions. Councillor Frank?
Sure, yeah, no, I just wanted to say, like, this is something we've done fairly regularly just to keep cash flow in and keep paying things off. So it's been a pretty great luxury to say that we are going to pay down $4 million and borrow $2 million and then not actually borrow the $2 million for the last couple of years. So good job to our management team for keeping that up. It just means more debt payment, which is great for everybody in the city. So
I agree. Councillor Roba?
Thank you, Worship. So to the City Manager, I was kind of wondering when I seen this, I think it's great. Basically, kudos to all the management staff that we haven't had to borrow, and now we are. And so a lot of the times when we've talked about this is due to the low interest rate that, you know, pay down $4, borrow the $2 makes sense. With the interest rates rising, is that something you foresee that we should maybe start looking at changing our outlook on?
Thank you, Councillor Vroba. With some of the different financial institutions and instruments they have, we're actually getting borrowing at 4.26% on this on a BA interest swap, which is comparable to what we had been borrowing at before on our 10-year term. So we were pleasantly surprised at what that provided. So I don't think we would change course at this point unless there was inflationary costs that affected the interest rate moving forward. One thing I do want to note here is that we've opted for a 7-year amortization term. So one thing that's been initiated by management is that we want to try to be as close to debt-free by 2030, and that is kind of our line, pending any large major capital project, but that's why the 7-year term has been put there. And that equals the monthly payment amount of a loan that is now up this April. So we can operate sustainably with the same amount of cash flow, and that's why it's a 7-year term.
So just to follow up on that, the 7-year term was something I noticed on there too, because I know we had talked about making sure that we took debt out so that it wasn't going longer than the lifespan of the article or the item the project that we were borrowing for. So I thought the 7-year was pretty smart too. Good job.
Awesome. Councillor Clark?
Thanks to Deputy Mayor. Have we tendered these yet? Are the tenders in on all of these projects or any of them?
Thank you, Councillor Clark. So some of the initial costing for Duncan and McLeod have been done, but there will be tenders out for biosolids and the electrical. We're just determining right now if we want to go engineering costs on the Smith Street electrical or to do general contractor ourselves since we know to the design and then just tender out the parts. So a lot of these are still kind of in flux on where the tendering process is, but for sure all of them will be tendered in conjunction with SAS Tenders and Mercs to comply with all of the work that needs to be done.
Awesome. Everybody else is good. So tonight, we're just looking for the first reading on this. Can I have someone approve the bylaw? Councillor Ford, seconded by Councillor Frank. All in favor? Carried. So again, this goes up for 2 weeks. And we'll be back for second and third readings probably next meeting. So awesome. Up next, we have no public hearings and reports. We have no giving notice, no motions from committee, no consideration of bylaws, so we're already on to inquiries. Gonna mix it up. Councillor Frank?
I'm not prepared to go first. I like to think a little bit. No, the only inquiry I had, this actually came from both the Estevan Exhibition Association and the Souris Valley Theatre, just in regards to PST being charged on event tickets. I know the Exhibition Association is taking this up quite heavily, and the Souris Valley Theatre has joined on, and I see that it is a resolution at SUMA, so something I'm happy and I know I'll be supporting, and I'm sure the rest will. Just looking at the way that affects particularly non-profits that are running their tickets, doing cash sales of tickets, it's a little harder to add an extra 6% on, so it's certainly going to do a little bit of damage to their bottom line. So something we're advocating the province change. I've got a bit of information that I'll be sending forward to city manager and to the mayor, but yeah, just something that was brought up and something for people to look into and consider, and certainly lobby to your MLA if you feel so concerned.
City manager.
Thank you to Mayor, to Councillor Clark. So this has been brought up at the City Manager Caucus as well. It is significant. Concerts that are jumping from Manitoba to Edmonton and not stopping in Saskatoon and Regina because of the PST on it. So yes, I think more support behind this would be very beneficial. It worked for the fitness and some of that other stuff. So yeah, just to mention that it has been discussed at the City Mayor's Caucus as well.
No, that's great to hear, and I believe it was also voted on as a resolution at SARM, and I don't know how that vote turned out. I believe it was positive, but yeah, so it's something that we'll keep advocating for, because obviously it affects quite a few people.
Perfect. Councillor Ford?
Thanks, Deputy Mayor. Just had the opportunity to attend the provincial budget last week, and it was a very nice day. It was a very busy day, to say that, but it was a good day of networking and telling people about Estevan and what we have to offer. And there's a lot of people that were like, holy smokes, you guys have a lot going on, and a lot of people who are ready to come down this summer and see what we have to offer and go camping and check out Boundary Dam too.
Didn't schmooze any more on the budget for us? That's all we can do. Anything from city marketing?
No, just a reminder that I don't do this regularly. On April 4th is citywide registration, so we will have events happening on the walking around the circle there, around Affinity Place, as well as in the multipurpose room. Prairie Lithium will have an open house happening in there. Both events will happen from 5:30 to 8:30 that evening, and doors will open right at 5:30.
Thank you. Councillor Veroba?
Thank you, Your Worship. Basically, I sit on the Art Gallery and Museum Board and also on the Souris Valley Museum. And I did also see that Councillor Frank's board, the Souris Valley Theatre Board, all three boards are actively looking for board members. So right now, what we're seeing an issue with, and I hear this across the board of all boards, is board members. So I encourage anyone in our community who wants to get involved to contact one of these organizations, even if it's not one of these organizations, but it's somewhere that you frequent and you think, hey, I wonder what's going on here, whether you like it or you don't like it, get involved. Because that's how you have change for the good. You progress, you make the board move forward, you get programming moving. Just even having a new voice on some of these boards is really a good thing to have. So I truly encourage people to get involved, because if we don't have involvement, we don't have boards. And if we don't have boards, we don't have these organizations. So since I've been on council, I've had a lot of people tell me the arts is very important to this community. Since I've been on council, I've seen it myself because it's truly is important for our young children, our youth, our adults, our seniors. Both of these organizations have great programming going on. So just if you've ever wondered how you get on a board, it's literally a phone call. And if you don't know how to contact them, you can contact myself and I will help you get on one of the boards or help you fill out an application to get on the board. So yeah, that's all I had for this evening.
Awesome. Councillor Clark.
Thanks, Deputy Mayor. Just wanted to do a little on this weekend where we had minor hockey tournaments in Bruins, and we had the curling, we had a gun show, and the community that just welcomes people here and that people come and support us. Unfortunately, on the Thursday, Friday before, we also had SAS Power come to town in a well-attended event where they're telling us about what's going on with SAS Power. Where I see the weakness is we never talk about the people that are affected by this. And it's always one part of the organizations comes out, like the SAS Power comes down, but the provincial government doesn't come down, or this group. And I think we need an organized way to go and talk to them and get them all in a room. And I would like to see if we could come up with a process where we could organize something to go and talk to them, with them all in the room, to tell them, like, when you announce Shan going to gas, we're talking about losing employees, and we need a way to say, how do we deal with that? When are we dealing with it, and what are we doing? So I just want to know if there's a way that we can put something together with all the stakeholders, whether they be the workplaces, the unions, the whole area, that we can go and get all of the stakeholders at that meeting, and so that we can have some real answers to something rather than it's down the road. And just want to put that forward, that I think it's something that we should be looking at.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I couldn't agree anymore that, we all need to come together, and I think we need to take the fight to them and get in their faces in their offices, right?
One of the comments that was made at that was, has the SAS Power president been here? And I said, we've asked him to come. And they said, well, why don't you go to them? And I think we need to make that clear, that we will come and see you. If you can't come here, we'll go to your office, but we want to go to your office and have the political people in there and see so that we can have all of the spokespeople there. But absolutely, we need to push this when you start seeing what they're doing at their presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So very good comments. Thank you. Councillor Waleser.
Thank you. Also wanting to build on that statement, I didn't attend the open houses, but I wanted to encourage the community that Sask Power does have an active Engage Sask Power website where they have the ability to sign up, so that each time a new survey comes out, community members are notified, they can have their say right away, but that there's active surveys going on right now, specifically looking at future supply plans, talking about, do you prioritize nuclear? Do you prioritize employment opportunities? And you have an ability right now to have that say, and they need to hear from the communities that are being the most affected. So do everything. Yep. Go to the open houses, contact your MLA, but also fill out all of the resources that are available, soliciting that feedback from us right now.
Yeah, absolutely. If in person is not your thing, there's so many things online, seminars and all that sort of stuff. The time is now. Thank you for those comments, Councillor Leeser. City Treasurer. Nothing tonight at all. City Manager.
Nothing to add.
City Clerk.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor, for stepping in for the mayor.
Yes. Yes. So he was actually off on good news, right? He was. He was with family. Somebody got engaged, so we'll give him a break this time. So with all that, can I have a motion for council to go into committee? Oh, Councillor Ford.
I just wanted to say congratulations on a successful curling weekend as well. I forgot.
Oh yes, it was very good. Yeah, yeah. We curled our little hearts out, and there was some new champions, some old ones playing them. So we crowned some new ones. So it was excellent. Thanks off to the curling rink. Did an excellent job. The place was good. The ice was melting on Sunday morning when we were there taking the banners down. So they're already getting ready for the annual Strippers Spring Bus Tournament. So. Awesome. So, yeah, let's get a motion to council into committee. Councillor Frank, Councillor Ford. All in favor? We stand adjourned.